7 is finally here.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Bright here, the R&B Kid, and I'm back again with another reaction for y'all. I'm so excited to be here today because today is the day I've been waiting for so long. The artist of my life, one of my favorite artists in the entire world, Brandy Norwood herself, has finally dropped her 7th album, B7. On today, July 31st, 2020. I've been waiting for this album for so long. I'm so excited to do a reaction for y'all. If you real people that know me, y'all know Brandy is the artist of my lifetime. I love her so much. She's one of my favorite singers, artists. So I'm so excited for this. Today's an amazing day in general. As well, we also got Black is King, which I actually just watched a few hours ago. Man, salute to Beyonce. Black is King is definitely not like a masterpiece of a story or whatever, but like the visuals and the achievement that film was and the music videos, Jesus. So today's such a day full of black excellence. I'm so happy. Shout out to Beyonce, shout out to Brandy on her new project, which we're about to react to. And I also I finally got my vinyl player set up, so I'm hella excited for that. So I'm starting to put my vinyl records, which I'm gonna have a video for that soon, coming soon. But yeah, man, so I'm just really excited today. Today's a good day, man. This has probably been the best Friday of this entire trash ass year. So so yeah, man, hope you guys doing good. Hope you guys doing well, taking care of yourselves. I hope this Brandy album and Black is King will make y'all feel better with anything that y'all going through in this quarantine time. But yeah, man, let's get to this reaction. I'm excited for it. Like I said, this is Brandy's 7th album. She released it independently and also with the E1 label. This is her first album since her last album that came out in 2012. That was my freshman year of undergrad, of college, when her last album came out, which is crazy. It's been 8 years. I really feel like Brandy should have had at least one other album in the 2010s, and but I know there was a lot she was dealing with like, you know, her label issues, and you know, just also getting into other adventures as well. But we finally have her latest album here called B7. I'm really excited for it. I've already heard Rather Be a few times. I love that track, and obviously we've already heard Baby Mama. I did a whole reaction to that video and that song, so go check that out. So yeah, man, I haven't heard anything else off this album besides Love Again with Daniel Caesar, so I'm excited for this project, so let's get into it. I love how we got the All My Life Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, which kind of takes me back to, you know, her first album, which she had the I Dedicate, so I love that. But yeah, man, this album is pretty much produced mostly by DJ Camper, and I think a few other people, but mostly DJ Camper. So y'all know I love his sound, I love him, and I love what he's done with her and Mary J. Blige and Jessie J and so many other great R&B artists. So I'm excited to see what he did for Brandy on this album. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I've heard some mixed reviews. Some people are not really feeling it. Some people think it's a sleepy album. Some people think it's like amazing. So I don't know where I will lie in that. I'm a little bit biased because y'all know I'm a stan for Brandy, but you know, I feel like she never really fails. But let's see what this album will entail. I'm excited for it. So enough rambling. Let's get into it. B-Rocka B7 reaction. Y'all ready? Let's go. Track 1, Saving All My Love. Cause I'm saving all my love for you. Shout out to Whitney Houston tribute with the album cover too. I love it. Okay. Give me some like Alicia Keys, John Legend piano vibes at the beginning. I'm in for this. It's a nice little beat under it. Okay. The layering is already nuts. We're not even a minute in. Come on, B-Rocka. This song structure is so unconventional, but it's still like really groovy at the same time. It's weird. Oh, she said I got an attitude problem. Hey, come on with the low notes. Goddamn. The hook on this track is so weird, but it's cool. This track is so off kilter, but it's a vibe. See, with Brandy, it's like the little gems that she puts in there that you could miss if you're not paying attention. It's the little things. It's the tiniest runs. It's the tiniest harmonies. It's the slightest backgrounds that just always get me, man. It's like I'm about to have my eyes closed this whole video because I'm trying to pay attention to everything Brandy's giving me. Like, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, you always gotta be. You can't listen to Brandy like without, you know, you gotta like listen to her consciously. You can't just listen subconsciously and like not pay attention. You gotta really like be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this track is weird, but I'm like, it's still taking me somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes. This track almost feels like almost like kind of what Janeko was doing on the Chilumbo album, like a freestyle type of track that's just, you know, put over like a nice groovy, you know, like really lo-fi R&B beat. So I like it. It's different for Brandy. I feel like Brandy doesn't usually have like really like freeform structure, like freestyle type of tracks. But if that's the vibe she's giving us on this album, I'm excited for it because it's different for her. She usually gives us like really structured songs, even though they're always really well done, and I love that, obviously. But she's not really giving us this type of like, you know, I'm just gonna like give you like a freestyle type of, you know, just like really random, you know, random off the cuff lyrics. So not off the cuff, but really like, you know, free flowing freestyle type of, you know, poetic lyrics. This is really interesting from Brandy. This is a whole different vibe. I feel like my first reaction won't be the best reaction, if you know what I'm saying, but I'm still excited for what I'm about to hear. So let's get into it. Let's see what else we got. For you, yeah, love it. Track 2, Unconditional Oceans. Okay. This is a low-key head bopper. This one like sneaks into you. This is interesting. Okay, now the beat got a little reggae vibe in there. Down, dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yo, DJ Camper and associates keep bringing out like they keep leveling up the production in every song. Like as the song goes on, they're like bringing new layers, and I love how they're doing it. It reminds me of how Dark Tide used to do it. Like back in the day, he used to give Brandy a track. At the beginning, it was kind of bass foundation. Then as the song went on and on, he kept adding layers and building. So by the end, the track sounded nuts. Like I feel like that's what DJ Camper was going for on this album too, and I feel like he's doing pretty well. Like at first, this track sounded hella like weird, but like as he's adding layers on, it's becoming more and more of a groove. I like it. But again, another really unconventional song lyrically and conceptually, but it's interesting. Everywhere. I love that part. Another layer. Okay. Self-sabotage. I know Brandy's had a big problem with that in her past. She's got better though. The storm inside is growing. That's an interesting line. Unconditional. Hey. Keep it simple, right? Yes, man. Keep it simple. Word. Track 3, Rather Be. So this is like a promo track that she put out a few days ago. I've heard it many times. I love this track. At first, it was kind of like, it didn't hit me at first, but it took a few listens, and this track is so smooth. The harmonies on this song are A1. Yeah, man. This feels like that real R&B, you know what I'm saying? This track is just like, this track makes you feel like you're on a cloud, man. That's what Brandy's voice will do for you, straight up. Use the real one. Talk about it, baby. Brandy, sing! Yo, Brandy's singing in the back. Y'all hear that? Man, beat breakdown. That breakdown, at first I didn't get it, but then once you get into it, that shit knocks. Shout out to Gigi Camper, man. Track 4, All My Life, Part 1. I'm excited for these interludes. Give me some I Dedicate vibes, okay? I don't hear nothing yet. Brandy sounds like she's singing like underwater or some shit. Brandy, you under the ocean? What's up? You living all your life under the water? Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of wanted more from that interlude, especially it being the first one. But the harmony sounded beautiful, so there's that. Track 5, Lucid Dreams.
I had to figure it out before I lose.
I love her tone on this track so far.
Me to you, feeling like
her voice sounds so confident on this track.
I was always high. I got the feeling I didn't belong there.
Oh, that's deep. Again, another track where it's like really like it's a freestyle vibe, but it's interesting. Boom, boom. I feel like this track, I'm gonna need more time with it. Like, this track is not a track I'm not really feeling like that on first listen. I might love it later, but I feel like it's just like the structure is just so off that I'm like, it's hard. I'm having a hard time like getting into it. But I think once I get a few listens and I really get into it, I feel like I'll appreciate this track. But for now, I'm just like I'm trying to read it. You know what I'm saying? But as usual, I'm loving what she's doing with the vocals all throughout this track. Loving the layering, loving the harmonies. I love the tone on this track. I love how she's delivering the lines vocally. I just can't get into the structure of the track like just yet. Yes. This is a really interesting track vocally. She really played with a lot of different things. Track 6, Borderline. I know Brandy's saying that this is her favorite track off the album, so I'm really excited to hear this. I know that there's a video for this, which I might react to after the album reaction. But yeah, I'm excited for this track. I'm nervous because she said this is her favorite. I hope I like it. Borderline. Let's see what this is about. Okay. Love the intro.
All the time, it is what it is. Feeling crazy. Ooh, I'm on that borderline.
Okay. She's talking about being crazy for somebody. Okay. Brandy's the most jealous girl in the world. I mean, listen, Brandy's an Aquarius. Don't forget, these Aquariuses, like I feel like Aquariuses, they got that jealous thing in MOD, like low key. So. Like that. Don't be schizo this time, okay? This is cool.
I'm so dangerous, baby. I need you to see. Believe what you see. Feel what I feel. Got another lady. Have another baby. Going crazy, but I'll be a friend, baby.
This is a really interesting track. Like, I'm on the borderline. I'm about to go crazy because you're playing with me, but like, I'm not there yet, but I could be schizo again for you. Like, this is cool. I can't wait to see the video. Love the harmonies on this track, man. She's going crazy with the harmonies on this track, man.
Don't get torn apart.
Don't get torn apart. Hey. This track is so interesting conceptually, man. I heard you, Brad, sing. Woo! Come on, man. Go crazy. She sang her ass up on this track. And it's such an interesting song. I feel like so many women are gonna relate to this track. Like, she really wrote this track in a really interesting way, man. You know? I'm proud of her. This is a really interesting track. Like, I love how it's acknowledging how a chick can be crazy, but the dude is the reason why she's crazy. It's not like she's crazy for no reason, you know what I'm saying? So I love that. This outro is so 90s, I love it. Track 7, No Tomorrow. So this is the track I'm probably most excited for off this album because I've been hearing this snippet for a while now off YouTube. You don't know it yet. I'll call you when you're ready. Oh, okay, I'm excited. Let's go. Hey. I've heard this snippet so many times. I'm so excited for this track.
Can you give me a minute, yeah, real quick? While I give me some millions from the 7-Eleven.
Okay. I call you when you're ready. When you stare at me, I feel so beautiful. Oh, you do it like that. Opposites attract. There we go. I was waiting for the 808 under it. There we go. 808. Where you at?
I just wanna touch your soul.
I love this vibe, man. This feels like a chill 90s hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you do it like that. Opposites attract. Blow your phone. Hey. This is a head knocker, yo. Damn. It's a chill one, though. It's a chill one, you know what I'm saying? I thought we were going to get a breakdown. Come on, man. Hey, this track feels good. I love this one. Okay, those synths at the end are really subtle, but I like them. Hey, giving like 80s vibes with the synths. I like that. Track 8, Say Something. Oh, y'all know I'm a sucker for some horns or sax. This piano is so beautiful. Come on, man. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We all did. Yo, Brandy said hurt you my bad, but how long can you go? Oh shit. I'm meant to believe again. Hey. Yo, Brandy get her shit up on this record, man. She talking her shit on this one. I like it. Tell me to believe you. You gonna need me someday. Damn. I love this production, man. That's also like another favorite so far, low key. I like the vibe of this track. Love those horns in the back too. This piano, come on, DJ Camper, killing this piano. Yes. I'm gonna do the Eric might do just got face. Yo, track 9, All My Life, part 2. Hopefully this is better than part 1. No shade, just the truth. Oh, and this is also like another really quiet, subdued interlude. Alright. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit frustrated because I can tell that the interludes sound beautiful, but I can barely hear her vocal. Like, I know, I can hear it sounding amazing, but I can barely hear what she's saying. So it's like, it's taking away from like the power that I feel like these interludes could have. Because at least like with I Dedicate, like, you heard what she was saying, it sounded great. But with this, it's like this, it sounds beautiful, but I can barely hear it. Maybe it would sound better on headphones, I don't know, but. Track 10, I Am More.
Look what you
Oh, I heard this snippet a lot too. I like this track. Nice. Hey.
My mind isn't retired.
It's got like a rock vibe to it. I like it.
My feelings on Mars. I love you.
Ba, ba. Ba, ba. Ba, ba.
Side piece order. I need more.
She said a side piece order. I need more.
Need signs from the line. I'm the truth and proof that's beyond. But never ever. I feel where your heart is.
I feel like you could do like a nice little two-step record. I would love to see Brandy break it down whenever we're back to having live shows to this track. I want to see it, man.
Cocoa butter for the scars.
Cocoa butter for the scars, right? Come on, Brent. Y'all heard that run? Brandy singing, man. Woo! Come on, man. Yo, Brandy, the harmony she's sneaking into this track. Oh man, I love that on this track she's getting into her self-realization bag that like I am lit. I don't need to deal with your BS. I'm worthy of a complete and honest and true love, and I recognize that, and I'm more. Like, I love that. This is gonna be great for all her, especially all her female fans. Like, this is gonna be a great track for them to go to when they need that Brandy track that's gonna inspire them. Like, this is a great track for that. I love how she wrote this out too, and I love that it has like a nice rock vibe to give it that extra confidence feeling, you know. This is a really cool track for her. I like it. Definitely a highlight so far. Hey. Wow. I hear that falsetto. Wow. Oh. Hey. Oh. Wait. Brandy said you don't go find. She said you don't go find me in a group singing with other chicks. Yo, facts. 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 Because Brandy don't need nobody else around her. She good by herself, bro. Brandy's voice alone can handle an entire track. What you mean? I feel like it would have been nice to have. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about this later. It would have been nice to have some other voices fill in these songs with other tones and with other, like, you know, colors to have, I think, brought a lot more life into these tracks. But even with Brandy handling these tracks herself, she's still killing it. Talk your shit, Brandy. Facts. Oh man. I love that. I am a word. I love how she gave us a little bit of brand new vibes at the end. Only the real friends know about Brand New. If you don't know about Brand New, get in tune. That was a little like rap alter ego she had like in the late 2000s, early 2010s, when she was doing a lot of stuff with Timbaland and some stuff with Babyface. You know, she got into her rap bag a little bit back in the day. And I thought she was a really dope rapper when she was rapping a little bit back in the day. So I love how she gave us a little, you know, a little bit of Brand New on that track. I liked it. That was a really dope track. That was definitely a highlight. I loved it. I liked it. Now we're on to track 11, High Heels. A duet with her daughter, Sarah. I'm excited for this. Let's see how this sounds. And yo, Sarah can sing, y'all. Her voice is crazy too. Brandy's daughter's coming for her legacy. Okay. Yo, Sarah's voice is crazy. Wow. I'm real. No fears, it's hard to pray for. Okay. This is a cool, another confidence boosting track. I like it. Yo, she said, feels like a lifetime since I've been in my right mind. That's a deep line right there. This production is really weird. I might need more time with the beat, but it's cool so far, but I need more time with the beat. Love that. Come on, Sarah. There ain't no shadow in me. Hey. Please don't get me confused. I will never. Some more Brand New, okay? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Huh? Bibbidi bobbidi boo? All of my pressure created a diamond, and baby, it's you. Hey. I gotta make moves like I'm walking up in my loop. Hey. Not gonna catch me and my daughter sinking up in sand. Okay, that's a nice little verse too. See the growth and it makes me proud. There ain't no shallow in me. I love this track lyrically. Like I said, I still need more time with the beat. I feel like the beat's a little bit too, like, I can't get into it just yet. This, you know what this song reminds me of? This song reminds me of, this track reminds me of Nodding Off. The real friends know, Nodding Off of the deluxe edition of Aphrodisiac. a crazy beat by Timbaland, but I feel like that Timbaland beat was way, like, it sounded way better. I feel like this sounds like that track, but like not as good in terms of the beat. But lyrically, I love this track, and what her and Sarah do on it, love it. It just feels so good to have Brandy have a song with her daughter where she's like, not only is she rapping, which is cool, but she's also, this track is all about like loving, you know, like I said, loving yourself for who you are, and like stunning your, you know, your high heels, like loving your grays, like, you know, just loving all, and escaping everyone's doubts, and like, but also like not being shallow in this world we're living in. Like, I love this. Like, she's really giving her daughter a bunch of these lessons on this track, and her daughter's killing it too. Like, I love it. I love this. I love what this track means. I love it. It feels really full circle to have Brandy really have her daughter sing on this track, and with what this track is talking about. This feels so full circle, especially with Brandy having years of Duffy struggling with her, you know, her self-confidence, her self-esteem, her validation of her worth that she brought to the industry and just to the world in general. It's finally good to see Brandy at a place where like she finally knows her worth, knows who she is, loves her gift and what she means to the world, you know, and what she means to R&B, and what she means to her fans and the people that love her. And I'm glad that she brought her daughter along for the ride of, like, you know, sharing this moment with her where she's finally in this new space in her life, and kind of passing that down to her daughter and letting her daughter know that, yeah, I've been through my shit too. You're gonna go through your own shit, but at the end of the day, remember that, like, you know, you're amazing and you're beautiful as you are, and continue to stunt on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is dope, man. I love this. This is dope. Track 12, Baby Mama featuring Chance the Rapper. We already heard this track. I already did a video for it, so we're gonna skip this track and move on to track 13, All My Life, Part 3. Again, I feel like it sounds dope. I just can't hear Brandy. I can't hear her. But alright. Track 14, Love Again with Daniel Caesar. I'll still react to this track even though I've heard it a million times before. I love this track. You know, this is off of Daniel Caesar's second album, Case Study 01, which I did a review for. And I also put the song in my BSM, my Bright Side Mix Volume 11. I was bumping to this track all last summer. I love this track, but let's play it again. I'll do it. Why not? I love this track. Grammy nominated track. Love the song. Yeah. This is a real R&B track right here, y'all. This track is everything. And y'all let the song go by, but this track is everything, man. Come on, Brand.
You don't even say what's up.
Right, low notes. Come on.
Like you never been in love.
Put your trust in me, baby. Yeah. Wish I could call you up. Wish how you put your love on me. Boy, you got my number. I wish you got a video for this track, man. Seriously. If you can take my hand, I promise we'll find love again. Love again. Man, that track is crazy. It does feel a little bit like she just tacked it onto the album, but I'm not mad because it still fits into the vibe of this album, man. It's a great track, so love it. All right, y'all. Last track on the album, track 15, by Bipolar. I've really been excited to hear this track. I've heard a lot of things about it. I'm really excited for what she's talking about this track lyrically. I'm just excited to see where she went with this track. So let's see what she did with it.
Bipolar. I don't really want no more disorder. And you fucked with my head lately, Russian roulette.
I love how she did that part. Nah, nah, nah. Love that. Hola. Yes. Man. Her tone is it's coming through on this track so beautifully. This is a real confessional track, y'all. Brandy went there on this track, and I love her. I love her for it. She really exposed herself for this track, man. Salute, Brandy. This is deep and it's beautiful. What I love about this track is that you could feel the pain but also like the redemption in her voice on this track. You can feel it in her voice. Like, Brandy's one of those rare artists that really just like knows the art of not just singing, but really singing from the freaking heart, like so that your listener can feel it, not just hear it, not just vibe to it, not just like, oh, you have a great voice, but really feel what you're singing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no pretend. Like, Brandy's really feeling it. You can hear it. I love it. Oh. Wow. And this piano is beautiful too.
Now my love is unstuck. I can see who you really are. 'Cause I'm a star.
Amen. These harmonies, man. This vocal, man. Sing, Brandy. You gotta get out, Bipolar. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Let me live my best life. Oh, this is gonna be rough for so many people. Brandy, thank you. This is gonna be rough for a lot of people. Wow. Yeah, man. Beautiful way to end off that album. Straight up. Beautiful way to end off that album. Wow. You know, recognize it, claim it, reflect on it, and then wish it away. Simple. Not a simple process, but that's the process. And she really outlined that whole process in this one song in such a beautiful, poetic, expressive, artistic, deep way. Man. Brandy, Rihanna Norwood. Salute. And that's the album, y'all. Alright, y'all, so that was my reaction to B7. Now let's get into the review of the album. So it is a few days later. I'm wearing the same shirt because I don't want to throw out the illusion, but I have listened to the album about 3 times now, and it's a few days after I did my first reaction. So I wanted to give you guys a fair review of the album after I listened to it like 3 times. And I am a Brandy stan, y'all know, but I'm gonna try and be as non-biased as I can during this review. But I know this has been an interesting album for R&B this year because I think a lot of people are really not feeling it and a lot of people are really loving it. But honestly, I think this album is pretty great. I don't think, it's definitely not my favorite Brandy album. That's definitely between Full Moon and Aphrodisiac. But this is a solid project to me. I'm definitely proud of Brandy for what she did on this project. The one thing I was wondering though is I wonder what happened to Freedom Rings. Y'all remember when I did my reaction to that song? I like that song and I thought it was gonna be on the track list for a while, but I guess she took it off at the last minute. But I'm not that mad at it because I feel like it definitely would have stuck out on the album and I feel like it might not have flowed that well on the album, so I'm not that mad at it. But I was looking, I was like, oh shit, like where's Freedom Rings? But it's all good. Alright, so first things first, I would definitely say that I think this is Brandy's weakest album in like the bop department. You know, in terms of the bop factor, I feel like this is definitely her weakest album in that regard. But I'm not that mad at it because I feel like that's what she was going for. And I feel like this is her strongest album in like the personal narrative, you know, mature, you know, lyrical depth department. Like I feel like that's where this album really shines, is in the way she's able to really like, you know, really let us into her heart and to where she's at right now in her life, where she's at mentally. And she was really transparent on this album in terms of like the way she wrote the lyrics out, the way the album flowed. So I feel like this is her strongest album when it came to us really like getting into who she is as a woman right now. I feel like this has been the strongest album with her doing that so far. So that's definitely how I feel about it. I definitely, for those who are definitely like, oh, like where the bops at? I agree and I get that. But I definitely commend, you know, Brand for just really going the distance with giving us like really intimate, mature, thought out, and just really creative and poetic lyrics and just narratives throughout this whole album. So it's almost as if this album was written like a long diary entry, and I can understand why that might not have been that appealing for some people, or why that might have turned some people off. But I, for one, was just really happy that Brandy got to do way more writing this time around for the project, and I was just happy that she really got to paint her heart and her feelings throughout the course of the entire project. So something else I was thinking about, I feel like the freestyle vibe and like the off-kilter song structure on a lot of the tracks on the album, kind of like what Jhené Aiko was doing throughout the Chilombo album, it kind of gave me that same energy. I feel like it was really weird for me at first. It was really different for Brandy, and so it really threw me off when I first heard the album. But these are the kinds of songs, like, you know, with the freestyle vibe on it, these type of songs, like, they're the type of songs that really resonate with you and they just sound crazy after you've lived with them for a while. And I feel like that's the case here, you know, like, these songs really just sound better the more and more you hear them, the more and more you live with them, and once you really get into them, they really are an experience. But like even on first listen, even though they're weird for me, they were still a vibe, you know what I'm saying? But I really love the way Brandy got into like this freestyle nature with the album, because I feel like it allowed for her to sound more mature, relaxed, and more assured than she ever has in her entire career. So I love that. I also thought this album was sequenced beautifully. I thought it flowed so well, and some of the transitions between the tracks were so subtle, but they were so dope. Like between Unconditional Oceans and Rather Be, going from Borderline to No Tomorrow, going from I Am More to High Heels. Like, I love the transitions. I thought they were so subtle but so dope. Alright y'all, of course I have to mention this. Come on, to me the highlight of B7, I think the one thing that nobody can argue about is the fact that this was such an amazing showcase of my girl's vocals. Brandy never ever plays around when it comes to her albums, when it comes to her vocals. We all know that, and B7 was no different. But it just has to be said time and time again that the real ones know that Brandy's one of the best Brandy's one of the best singers to ever touch the mic. I swear to God, like, I feel that in my heart. I still feel that way to this day, and this album was just another showcase of her skills. The amazing and the crazy harmonies throughout this whole album, the stacking and the backgrounds, the arrangements, the quirky arrangements, the things that the vocal choices that Brandy makes are things that like almost nobody ever thinks of, and they're always so creative. And I swear to God, she was in her bag vocally with this album. Vocally, she was in her bag, and I'm so proud of her for I think showing that even if some people don't like some of the tracks off this album in terms of the way they feel, no one is saying that Brandy's not giving you guys a masterclass in how to freaking sing on this album. And that is what I'm so proud of her for. I knew she was gonna do it, but it always just makes me so proud every time I hear her just be singing crazy throughout an entire project. I'm like, yo, Brandy is like 25 plus years into her career, and she's still singing just as good, if not better, than when she first came onto the scene. It's just like, it just feels so good, man. Her tone is so beautiful, and I feel like her beautiful and raw, raspy, rich, smoky tone came through in such a beautiful way on so many tracks, especially tracks like, I want to say, like Unconditional Oceans, Rather Be, Borderline, No Tomorrow, Bipolar. Some of those tracks and even more are just great showcases of her amazing tone and what she can do when she's put in the studio to just think of stacks, think of harmonies, think of what to do with really interesting backgrounds, and she always kills it every time. So this album was another masterclass in her vocal acrobatics, and I'm so proud of her for this album vocally. She killed it. She did what she needed to do. This is one of those albums where you can listen to it for the 100th time and you'll hear a run, or you'll hear a note, or you'll hear something that you never heard before. You'll be like, damn, I missed that. Like, and that's how good she is. So she definitely did that on B7, and I'm just so proud of her for that. So proud of her for that, man. But the one thing I will say though, when it comes to the album vocally, is as much as she killed it, I think I also was thirsting a little bit to have had her like some other voices help her out with some of the like the harmonies in the backgrounds, because I feel like that would have added a lot more like color and dimension to a lot of the tracks. Because even though a lot of tracks are amazing, I really feel like even as dope as Brandy is, I feel like a lot of life would have been breathed into some of these songs if she had like other voices helping out with the backgrounds and the harmonies, just to, like, you know, just to add more color and dimension to the tracks. Even the best singers in the world, they like to have other other singers on their tracks to just add more color, add more dimension to the tracks. So I feel like Brandy, I liked how Brandy had a small team with this album, but I would have loved for her to have used like some other people just to like bring out some of the color in these songs with some more harmonies and backgrounds. But and maybe she did, but I just didn't hear it that much on on my first few listens. So maybe if I go back I might hear more people, but I feel like she didn't have that many people helping out with backgrounds and harmonies. And not that Brandy needs the help vocally, I just think it would have brought a lot more color to to the tracks. But that's just a little gripe I had. I feel like a lot of other people felt that same way too, like they wanted to hear other voices on the album, which I think would have helped out a lot too. But at the end of the day, Brandy, even by herself, it's just she's a showstopper, so it's all good at the end of the day. And now onto the production on the album. DJ Camper is one of my favorite producers of the moment right now. He's one of my favorite producers in R&B. I love him, and I personally think that he killed everything he done this album. He pretty much produced the entire album, besides Baby Mama, which was produced by Hit Boy. But yeah, he killed the production throughout this whole album. I was very happy for him. I feel like he really kind of stepped out of his comfort zone a little bit, and he really produced some like really quirky tracks for Brandy, especially tracks like Unconditional Oceans, I Am More, you know, those tracks, High Heels, like those tracks are a little bit different for him in terms of what he usually gives us. So I love that he really pushed his sound a little bit. I thought he killed this entire album. But as a critique, I will say I think it also would have been amazing to see a little bit more variety in the album in terms of how it sounded. If she had like a few other producers. I think, like a lot of times I say, I think it's great when an artist can really tap in with like one producer and really create a masterpiece, and I think Brandy and DJ Camper were close to doing that. But I think this album actually would have helped, it would have been helped by having like one or two other producers that would have given like, you know, her like, you know, just a few tracks, because DJ Camper, he killed it and I think he did amazing. But I think the problem that a lot of people have with this album is that it sounded so monotone, and I don't think that's because it was boring. I think that's just because DJ Camper's vibe and his production style was throughout this whole album. And even though he did switch it up a lot, I think you could tell it was his DNA and his blueprint throughout the whole album. And I think a lot of people would have been more, I think they would have been more receptive to the album if it had like different types of sounds on it. So I think that it would have helped to have had like one or two other producers who would have you know, just giving her something different for the album sonically, so you know, I think that would have helped people really get into it more. But let me know what y'all think about that. I think it would have been great for her to have had like, you know, one or two more like unknown producers who were hungry as hell, who would have given her some like fire beats that she could have like, you know, like placed throughout the album. I think would have been cool. But DJ Camper definitely did his thing as producer of this album. He did his thing, and I love what he gave to Brandy. I think him and Brandy are a good match, and I hope they work together in the future as well, because they definitely have great chemistry going on. Alright y'all, so in wrapping up my review of B7, I just want to say, like I've said, I thought this was a great album. I think this is one of those albums where the more you live with it, the more you listen to these songs, the more they open up and expand and the better they get. So I think this is the album that is one of those albums that will uncover its greatness as time goes on. But I think this is, even our first impressions, I've listened to the album about 3 times now. I think it's a great project. I think I'm gonna give you guys my breakdown as to what I feel would have made this album even more perfect, even though I thought it was a great project. I think what would have made this album even more perfect for people who are doubting it is, I think this album should have had like 1 or maybe even 2 like undeniable classic up-tempo bangers. Like I feel like that would have helped the album, especially like as the intro. I feel like Saving All My Love was a cool song, but as an intro, it kind of was a really slow intro. I feel like she had like a nice like up-tempo banger for the intro, and like one other like up-tempo banger throughout the project. That would have helped out a lot in terms of like the variety and sound, like I was talking about. And I would have had one really like cool, like weird alternative type of track, like kind of like, you know, on a full moon aphrodisiac type of vibe. I would have had that replace Lucid Dreams, which is the only track I don't like off the album. Is the only track I like every track off the album besides Lucid Dreams. So I would have had that track replace Lucid Dreams, to give us like, you know, really cool alternative weird, you know, vibe that Brandy's good at with her unique voice. And I would have had one more ballad besides Bipolar. I think that would have made the album like perfect. And also get rid of the All My Life interludes. I personally didn't like them. Like I saw in my reaction, I listened to them a few more times. I still don't like them. I think I would have gotten rid of them or turned up the vocals on them so we actually could have heard what Brandy was singing on those interludes, or replaced them with some other interludes that would have been more creative and more interesting. So I feel like if Brandy and her team did those things, the album would have been like close to damn near perfect. But this album is still amazing as it is, so I'm very proud of Brandy, especially after 8 years. I don't feel like this is a flop at all. I feel like this is a good project. This is a project for people who really like understand music and really understand musicality. You know what I'm saying? This is not for people who just want to like, you know, jump into an album, you know, get some bops and leave. Like, nah, this is for albums. This is an album for people who really understand music on a deeper level and really can vibe with the project. So that's what this album is for, people like me, you know. So I'm cool with it. Yeah, man, so that was my breakdown of what would have made this album perfect. Let me know what y'all think about that. But other than those few notes, I think this album was pretty solid. In terms of my favorite tracks, this is hard because I loved a lot of these songs like pretty much very equally, but I'm gonna give you my highlights. I'd say were Unconditional Oceans, Rather Be, definitely. Borderline is a great track. I'm glad it's the second single off this album. Borderline is a really nice track for her. No Tomorrow, instant highlight off this album. I love that track. I would love for that to be a future single off the album. I think it would be a really cute moment for her. I love No Tomorrow. Say Something is a really good track. I love the confidence and like her energy and swag on that track. I love that track. I Am More was on the highlight. I love the rock vibe on that track, and I love what it's talking about. And I guess I'd say lastly, Love Again. I love that track too, even though it's really Daniel Caesar's track. Well, I guess it's both of their tracks, but I love that track too. But I'm not gonna highlight that because I already been love that song. I put them at BSM 11, so go check that out. And lastly, by Bipolar. Love this track. Definitely a great closer for the album and such an amazing statement for her at this time of her life right now. It was just a great statement overall. I love the way she wrote that track out. Her vocal was insane. Definitely the vocal highlight of the album, and she killed it. So yeah, those are my favorite tracks off the album. Like I said, the only track I didn't like was Lucid Dreams, but other than that, I'm rocking with the whole album. And for my rating for this album, guys, I'm gonna give B7 a 4 out of 5. I feel like a 4.5 would be way too high for this album, and I feel like anything less than a 4 would not be right because this album is good right now, and I feel like it's only going to get better as time goes on. So I'm going to give this album a 4 out of 5. But let me know what y'all think about that rating down below. Alright, y'all, so that's my reaction, my review to Brandy's new album, B7. My girl dropped a great project on us, and I'm so happy it's finally here. I loved it, but let me know what y'all thought about B7. Did y'all hate it? Did y'all think it was amazing? Did y'all think it was okay? Let me know what y'all thought about the album down below. But yeah, man, let me know what were your favorite tracks. Let me know what tracks you didn't like. Let me know what you think about Brandy's career as it stands right now. Let me know what you think about where you think this album could go in terms of how it's promoted, what choices her and her team could make for singles and videos and all that type of stuff. Let me know what you think about this whole era down below. Give me your thoughts. I'm really excited to see what y'all gonna say about this album. But yeah, man, I loved it. Let me know what y'all think. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay? Appreciate y'all. Like I always say, guys, live your best life, drink more water, stay woke, and if you're mad or sad, go listen to your favorite song, make you feel better, okay? Go listen to your favorite song, or go listen to a song off of B7. This album will get you right. I'm telling you, it'll get you right. It'll get you your feelings. It'll get you thinking. It'll get you right. All right, y'all. But I'm about to log off. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please, y'all, stay safe out here. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Try and keep away from people as much as you can. Stay at home if you can. I know people gotta be out and about this summer, but just stay vigilant, stay clean, wear your mask, do what you gotta do, and arrest the cops that killed Brandy Taylor. Arrest them now. Listen, Black Lives Matter. They always have, always will. No justice, no peace. Right now, how this goes. But yeah, man, this is your boy Bright, the R&B kid. Thank you for watching. But for now, I'm signing off, baby. Bye, y'all. Peace.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just